This session will be taken by Mr. Rajesh Nair, Manager Systems Engineering with VMware, and the topic he'll be talking on is leading a new era in IT. So Rajesh has a degree in engineering and electronics and is a ISO 27001 Cisco certified, and he has over 12 years of industry experience in various technologies like networking and data and voice communication and switching. And he's working as a manager systems engineering with VMware India. And prior to VMware, he was with IBM handling the Tivoli solutions, and he has previously worked with CA India, where he was involved in providing identity and access management and cloud solutions. So in his current role, he's looking at systems engineering for South India, and he's a VM solution specialist for enterprise accounts. So please welcome Mr. Rajesh Nair.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Very good morning. Wow. Okay. So still live. Yeah. So I'm sure all of us are here. All of us are already leading the infrastructure in our own organization, and we are coming out with new innovative ideas and technologies as part of our organization, and seeing that how the IT can support the business, right? So earlier we were talking about always the IT should normally support when there is a business need comes, but that was all cases. But now what happens, the business comes with the demand which is quick and fast, and they want a response from us within minutes or time, right? And most of us who are sitting here, as well as the people outside this room, responded to Gartner saying that what are their key priorities in the coming years, right? So let's look into it, what exactly is the key priorities for them. One is delivering operational results, right? And again, the mobile technologies is what is going to be the after result part over there for both IT as well as for the business part. Other important factor which we could see is that reducing enterprise cost. Yes, of course the management comes and saying that yes, you have to reduce the cost, whatever technologies you go for it, and however we are going to enhance our enterprise, but we have, that is always there. And then again the other side is cloud computing. So that is also another key important parameter any CIOs or IT heads or IT managers are looking at for this. The other interesting topic which people selected is saying that attracting and retaining the workforce, which means if we are not able to provide the services to our customers which they are looking at in an innovative way, the customers will run away from us. So we should be able to retain them. We should ensure that the customer satisfaction is at the most, right? Other part is virtualization, right? So how it is related, how exactly it's going to map. So how cloud computing, mobile technologies and virtualization is going to help the CIOs or the IT heads or IT managers to keep up with what they are required to deliver. In the olden days, we all know that we started our career with, say, client server technology, right? We will have servers, we'll have clients, people access and doing our. But now the infrastructure, the requirement, the organization, the idea is actually getting changed. Everything is getting into virtualization, everything is getting into mobility, everything is getting into agility, and everything is getting into the cloud part. But again, it is not just saying that what solutions we offer, what solutions we adopt, what solutions we come up with an innovation part, but also the users are coming with various devices, various ways to access the data and applications over there. So now, when you talk about it, VMware and we together are going to help, saying that redefining the efficiency and agility of the data center, which means that we all know that the architecture or the technology we use so far to change the software or the server side, the compute, the memory and CPU to be virtualized, could multiple servers run on a physical server to the entire data center. In this case, it's not just servers, networking, storage, as well as the security part. So we need to lift it up to the software part. That's one way around. It's called as software defined data center, which means that the control of the entire data center is going to be managed by software. The second part, the users might come up with certain requirement, but we may not be able to fulfill in front or at front over there. So then we have to depend on some people who provide these services. So which could be a public cloud service providers. So what happens when we move the workload from our organization to the hybrid clouds or a public clouds, we will not be able to get back when we don't need them. It's a challenge. But how secure we can move these workloads to the public cloud is another question part, right? So the option or the solution for that is a secure and simple hybrid cloud solution, right? So that's how we need to get into part. The next one is that the mobility, which means that empowering the end users who is going to consume the IT which we develop, which we maintain, which we control, is actually should be given the choices for the users how they are going to consume it, how they are going to access the data or the application or the workloads which we provide to them. So these are the three key areas the CIOs or the CTOs or the IT heads are actually looking at it. They're working about it. And they are coming out with the technology and solutions which actually addresses these key challenges which they look at it. And that is what VMware is also actually heading towards. The key critical priorities for VMware is actually these three areas. So let's get into that what exactly is software defined data center, or the first priority from the VMware, what exactly it's going to support us in this case. I am just taking one survey conducted by Gartner. So this says that the virtualization of the server or the compute or the workloads in any organization is actually growing. If you just start from 2005, it's just 9%, but I'm looking at today on 2013, it's actually 60 to 65% globally. I'm sure many of us sitting here is already started virtualization and would be in 40 to 45% of virtualization. And some are probably less than 20% too. But on an average, it would be around 40 to 45% in India too, many of us. Right? So that's how it is going about it. And more on, if we look at it, the Gartner reports about the server dispatch in the last year, 99% are x86 and 1% is RISC-based. Why? What could be the reason for that? Earlier, all business critical applications or heavyweight applications were running on RISC-based platforms. But now, most of them have moved from RISC to x86 because the x86 platform can support the resources required by any kind of business critical application today. And we are talking about 12 core systems, right? We are talking about petabyte of GBs of memory coming over there and millions of IOPS supported by any x86 platform, right? Which means we still can hold any kind of workloads on an x86 platform. And more than that, the virtualization is actually helped the x86 platform to grow big. Earlier, we only know that we buy a server, install an operating system, an application on top of it, done. The performance or utilization of that server was just 10% or 15%, right? But the rest 85% was not utilized at all. But today, the scenario has changed. By helping you virtualizing, putting hypervisor on top of it, we are hitting 85% of utilization. Instead of having hundreds of servers, we are coming to tens of servers, right? Instead of thousands of servers, we are probably having hundreds of servers. We save space, we save energy, we are actually go green. We are supporting the community too. That's what exactly going. That is what exactly the result shows here. How it is moving, how it is evolving, how the IT managers or the CIOs or CTOs are actually looking at it, are thinking about it. Any questions on this? Perfect. So we have almost 500,000 customers across globe using virtualization technology or cloud. We conducted a survey and we came out with that result saying that each IT managers or CIOs or CTOs have taken a phased approach. So the first phase, what exactly they have done, they have adopted the virtualization for some of the workloads, which called as consolidation. So it's not very critical servers over there, but the non-critical servers, but it's a maximum number of servers over there comes in that, right? Which has been consolidated to a minimum number of servers. How exactly they have done it? They abstracted the CPU and memory from there, which means the workloads from the hardware, and created a pool of physical servers. Then they were able to move the servers when it's required. And they were able to create multiple virtual servers on a single physical server or a group of physical servers. That is how they started it. And what exactly they achieved, the CIOs and CTOs? They could reduce the capital expenditures. They could reduce a capital expenditure up to 60%. That is an achievement which they got it. The second phase, whoever was satisfied with the phase 1 have moved their business critical applications, the application which actually critical for any organization, SAP, ERP or Exchange or SMOS, anything which talk about it, which is also getting virtualized. Right? So doing that, they have got understand the functionalities and features provided by the virtualization, they moved over there. It becomes business production. And what did they gain out of it? They could save the operational expenditure. Right? We were having hundreds of admins. We're only looking at the infrastructure could come down to 2 or 5 or 10 admins. It doesn't mean the rest of the people could focus on their key critical areas and enhance or do improvements inside the data center itself. They don't need to just look for the faults and finding out root causes and things like that. Gone are days, which we don't need to do it. Single management. Right? And whoever has done that, now people are looking at the next level, it's called as IT as a service, which means we are ready. All of us we sitting here, the IT managers or CIOs or CTIOs are going to tell the business saying that, boss, we are ready. Whatever you want, just consume it. Enable the self-service inside it. Any user who wants a service, please come and get into the portal, tick mark whatever you want, get it, start working. You don't need to wait for the IT to come back and say it's ready and come start using it. Absolutely no. So self-service, automation and orchestration is added on top of what we have done in the server part. And once that is done, we call it as we enabled. We become a broker. We say that IT as a service has come into place. Right? So that is what. In 2008, as the survey says that 47% of the new applications were virtualized. But 2012, 71% of the new applications have come. Right? The legacy applications also started changing. We're able to virtualize. But now our goal is to hit 100% in another couple of years' time. All applications. There is no application which cannot be virtualized. There is no new application which come out saying that I cannot virtualize, you have to have a physical server for it. Absolutely no. That's where we are heading towards. That's how we said that we should think. We should think different. Right? We should understand that what exactly is happening in our part and what demands by the user or the business in our organization, and we come up with this. So virtualization or a cloud computing part actually reduces the total cost of ownership for any organization. Make it labor cost, make it hardware maintenance part, make it application downtime. When you virtualize, when you have the virtualization benefits in your organization, the downtime has come down. I have a customer who is running SAP for past 5 years, not even a single minute downtime. There is no downtime at all. It is not going to impact their business at all. So those are the benefits. That is what exactly is coming in this case about it. And again, time to build new services or application and go to the market, it has actually come down. All of these parameters are actually impacting the total cost of ownership of an organization. So how do we do it? That is what? This is what exactly. And if you look back, the first slide which I talked about, the priorities, they were all having connected to all these points which are talking about it. So now we are all known to the server virtualization. What exactly we have done? We have lifted the CPU and memory from the hardware to a software layer and given to multiple servers over there. We could create multiple operating system servers in one single physical server. Now, what we are thinking, or as an IT head, or a CIO, or a CTO, or an IT manager, you would be thinking, how can I adopt this architectural technology to my entire data center? What it consists? It consists of network, it consists of storage, it consists of security, and of course the server part. That's it. That is what is my data center. So can we do that? So that I can abstract all of these components, I can pool all of these components, and I also can automate the process of deploying it. So once we do that, then we call it as we have a software defined data center. A data center which is controlled, which is managed and maintained by the software. It's not just saying that we are going to handle only the server or a compute part. We are going to handle compute, network, security as well as storage. No dependency on certain other people, right? So it is not a challenge. It is not a headache. It is not a burden to any one of us to manage the entire data center. But how efficiently, how user-friendly is the management actually matters, right? That is how exactly it's getting into inside it. Now, let us look back into our organization probably a couple of years back, or some of us organizations today like this. We will have different operating systems according to the application which we have. We may have got Windows, Linux, databases, critical applications, high computing systems, big data. Each works in silos. Each managed by different set of people. Probably the CT or CIO is managing the entire team, but is managed by a separate independent or business units over there. But that is a burden. That is a problem. We don't have a single control. We don't have agility. We don't have efficiency in these cases. So we need to move into a place where what we say is that we should be able to combine the compute, combine the network, combine the security as well as the storage, and abstract all of them. The underlying part is the hardware, where we take everything up in the software layer, and also include a management part, all the verticals, be it compute, be it security, be it network, be it storage, and ensure the availability for the applications too, and run everything on top of a single platform. Which means we have more efficient, more intelligent, and more powerful data center in place. Right? The team is going to work together. The team is going to have more productive, and which is giving a better results for any organization. So, which means it is going to be a software defined data center. Otherwise, we cannot handle this. It is going to be the same old way, silos handled by separate team, separate skill set. And today, why we say is that the virtualization or software defined data center or the cloud computing part never stops us virtualizing any of these. Any application, any operating system which runs on x86 can be part of virtual environment. That's how it is coming up in this case for us. So earlier we should go for server, purchase, procure, install OS, application, check for all the compliance part, then give it to the user. It used to take weeks time. Then we started adopting virtualization, and we know that we could create virtual servers few minutes or in a day's time. If I go to the extreme levels, in a day's time. But that particular server alone provide a service to any user or a business unit? Absolutely no. The underlying things like security, storage, availability, and other functions also should come, or services should get attached to it. Then it becomes a complete service provided to the user, and it used to take again week or days together. Right? So the dependency on the certain other areas is actually taking more time, not providing the infrastructure service to a user. So when we have a software defined data center, which means that we will have the data center itself is ready. Need not go to any other team, any other business unit saying that I need security part, I need storage part, I need network part, everything. Everything is connected. Everything is part of the virtual data center for us. We just need to position the virtual server inside the container. It's done. That's it. It's on demand. It's available already over there. That kind of efficiency, that kind of enhancement is what we actually brought into our data center when having a software defined data center in place. That is what exactly it's in. So where it taking us to? So which means that the time to market, the time to deliver a services to the business unit or a consumer who is coming to us is actually growing rapidly, right? And the time is actually reducing it much faster. People say that the IT is so proactive. The response times are very minimal, and they are there when we want services over there. That's how the data center is going to be. I'm sure all of us are thinking about in the same line, saying that how can I make my data center efficient and enable like this to deliver a services at the velocity goes fast, right? It increases. Two ways. For all of us, we can achieve two ways this particular stuff. One is going in the traditional way of getting a cloud directly in the data center, or the other one, what we have a solution, slowly adding management and automation things inside it, and it becomes a cloud or an IT as a service enabled data center for us, right? So let us get into and then see the approach for the managed way. So today, in any of our organization, what we will have different sets of application, devices, storages, security, network management systems, whatnot, everything we have, right? Multiple things, multiple siloed applications. And again, we'll all have a CMDB too. It all works. Everything works fine. We can do it, integrated patching. If one fails, the entire chain actually fails. But we are not looking for that, because we are seeing the data center as a single object, and we should know what is happening there, the health of the data center, not just the health, the risk of the data center. Where are we heading towards? What is going to happen tomorrow or day after or today itself? Am I over provision? Am I just in time? Am I optimally using my data center? Right? And the other question probably management will ask the CTOs and CIOs or IT heads. So how long we can run with what the investment we made? We have to do a lot of Excel calculations today, well, right? But when we have a software-defined data center, it's just one click away. Says that next 6 months, if we create this similar way, then we can run without any problem. So the investment can be justified. And the forecasting can be done. The budgeting can be taken in a better way. You don't need to guess anything. You don't need to assume anything. It's all in real time, a click away or in a browser with us, in front of us. We don't need to depend on anybody else. You don't need to ask any people to go calculate and come back and tell me. We can just go and see all those things. That kind of visibility, that kind of enhancement, that kind of integrations with whatever we have already over there has to be there. Once that is there, then it's called as we have got agile, scalable, and simple infrastructure, which is again referring back to the software-defined data center, which means that software enables us to achieve this level, this place. So the second priority which we are talking about, the hybrid cloud service options. The private cloud we already built in, but sometimes we might need to bus some of the workloads to the public cloud. But how we can do it, right? How securely we can do it. So VMware comes with a lot of offerings. We have already announced a hybrid cloud or a public cloud service offering already in the Americas, but in next Q1 or Q2 it's going to come in Asia Pac level also. And we also have got certain other service providers in India as well as outside India which also can be used. So which means that if we have got both the sides the same type of technologies, the common management part, the common orchestration part, we can control the workloads placed in somewhere outside our organization from what we have the management part. And again, the network infrastructure. I think my friend earlier discussion talking about NSS, network, software-defined networking, or network or security virtualization, or VXLAN, virtual anywhere, the LAN part, right? So virtualizing the LAN. So how do we do it? Even if it is in two different locations, two different subnets, two different IP properties, but still we should be able to move our server without changing the IP address to the other location and still it works. How? That's the technology. That is what comes second. So which says that whatever IP address belongs to in our organization can be moved to the public cloud infrastructure and still it can work. The user can access it and the user can do their jobs over there itself. No changes. That's what exactly comes inside. And the major concern for all of us is the security. Right? While moving, while running in somewhere else, somebody else's place is actually a worry for us. But when you know the platform, you understand it, you manage it, and we maintain it, then we know what kind of secure platform it's going to be run over there. That's what exactly. And again, be it in public cloud, be it in private cloud, just call one support. Right? Call the one people and then get the support for both when it's support part over there. So which means that any application, right, any places, there is no changes. And we are going to be the same as what we are. We are going to look at the same management console what we are using it. And we are going to do the same activities what we were doing so far in our private cloud. No changes. Nothing new. Right? Agree with me on this? So the heterogeneous clouds, how exactly it comes, we can have virtual clouds, we can have physical servers, we can have non-VMware products over there, we can have our service providers also, all can be managed, orchestrated and automated by a single part, right? So we acquired Nicira, so which is a software defined networking or a network virtualization company, and now we announced that VMware has announced a NSX, Network and Security Virtualization product. It's GA. All of us are free to go VMware website, download and start using it. As we say that the platform where we are sitting today, the chair can be anything, or the platform for the physical network can be anything. It doesn't matter who is there, but the control, the intelligence is with us. The network virtualization hypervisor which we control is having everything. It ensures that what we decide, what we configure will actually works and flows inside the physical network. That's how it is going to be. We don't need to go and connect to another console. We don't need to go and connect to another physical switches over there and do any changes inside the network. Absolutely no. Because we are getting into the software defined data center part. We are getting into virtualizing each and every component inside the data center. Be it load balancer, be it firewall, be it antivirus solutions, be it HIPs, anything. Let's talk about it. Security side. Switches, VLAN. We wanted to create VLAN, tagged VLANs, trunk ports, but not routing, gateways, SSL VPNs. Anything which we talk about in network and security part. But we also wanted to have a virtual SAN. We have got hundreds of servers which also have good storage. Can we club it together and provide a virtual SAN? Yes, that is also been out. So it is going to become a GA in Q1 next year. It is already in beta. Any one of us wanted to join a beta part, we can join and understand what exactly is happening. So the VMware has a solution to help you to have a private cloud as well as to build a hybrid cloud in your organization, completely end to end. There is no labs, we don't need to look into anywhere else. And the last part, the key priority for us on the mobility part, which means empower the users, right? The workforce to use what they would want to have. They might have a laptop, they might have a desktop, they might have a tab, they might have a smartphones. Anything from anywhere, any place, anyhow, they should be able to get the access to the data and application and do their job. The productivity is actually going to increase. So let's look back. In our organization, we will have the end user computing area majorly connected to the Windows side, right? We'll have Windows PCs or Windows laptops. Of course, if it is a Windows, the application running also is going to be in Windows based applications. So we have PC lifecycle management things running over there. This is probably till last year the scene over there. So we came up with probably a virtual desktops, and we were talking about the shared solutions for the application part for the Windows applications. But now the entire changed. The layout has changed drastically. We have got mobile device management, mobile application management. We talk about federated access because some of the applications are software as a service provided by providers. We need to still give access using our credentials into their applications. How do we do it? We have to have a federated access for that. The other one is cloud file sharing. There are so many solutions. We might have a Dropbox within our organization. We might having those particular functions running outside the cloud. But how do we provide the access for them? And then more on that, we all are aware about the collaborative applications, Facebooks, LinkedIn, Google, what not. Take anything which everybody is using on. I'm sure many of us are into it. And users wants it. How do we provide? How do we manage this? So let's categorize into one is mobile, Windows management and delivery part, and the other area is called as multi-device workspace. That's a demand from the workforce, right? How do we have those areas? How do we address? We have to address. And the solution from VMware is the Horizon suite of products. The Horizon suite of products. So let's get into understanding what exactly it comes inside. So we were talking about virtual desktop. We were talking about our physical desktops or laptops getting into centrally. Tomorrow, if we are going to lose our laptop, how do we get back in minutes time? We cannot. Today we have to go there, install the operating system, and get the whatever the backup data over there and then start running it. But tomorrow, we will have the image ready in the central location. Just put it any hardware. How do we migrate today? We will give it to IT support team. They'll take 3 hours or 4 hours, migrate to the new version and give it to us from XP to 7 or 7 to 8. But tomorrow, the infrastructure or the idea or the innovative thing which is going to happen in the network is that we will be connected to the network. We see some files are getting transferred to our laptop or desktop. After some time, it asks for a restart. Like any other Windows application update happens. We just restart, the system is with the new OS, be it 7 or 8, Windows 7 or 8. And everything is same. The desktop, the background, the data, the application, all are going to work. So what are we achieving? The user productivity is increasing. We don't have downtime. We don't need to give it to anybody else. That kind of thing. So Horizon Mirage is going to help us having centralized management of desktop and laptops, and also take the backup, and also have to layer the particular system. This particular laptop today I have has got an operating system, has got some application which the corporates are giving to me, and some data and application which I put in. Today, probably we may have a backup solution for the laptop or desktop which takes only key important files like PST. That's it. If I lose or something happened to my laptop, I can only get back that because the image is going to be the same thing which supported by IT. But I don't have any control on the data or the applications which we were running on top of it. But in this case, this is going to layer. It is separating all those things. So we have a option to go and choose what exactly we need to do it. The other one is workspace. We need to provide a single sign-on for all applications. We don't want all those things get installed in my laptop or a desktop. We will just open up a browser and see all the applications are there, double click on it, done. And I have to provide, as an IT head, as a CIO or a CTO, I need to provide my user saying that, boss, come, like an Apple store, I have got an option called as an application store here. Just go, based on your entitlement, based on your role in your organization, go and choose those applications, start using it. And it is single sign-on enabled. You don't need to remember your user ID password every time. Absolutely not required, right? The other one is, I have created a Dropbox within our organization. Please use it. In case if you wanted to send a mail with an attachment of 10 MB to 10 people, don't do it. Just put it in this account, share with the people. They can just go there, and again, you can restrict the permissions over their control. View, edit, delete, whatever permissions we wanted to give it. In case, if we wanted to give the same thing to outside somebody, we still can send it in an email. They just need to create a user ID password and start using it. That functionality comes inside it. And all of these, desktop, application, data, everything is one browser. That's it. So the user or the workforce is not just laptop or desktop. Laptop, desktop, mobile, or tablets, or zero client, thin client, anything it can be, and it is being supported for them. Not only just the virtual desktop or the official part, they are access to anything and everything, right? That is how we are going to build our infrastructure. That is how we are going to enable our workforce to start working on it. And it has been completely secure, and it is going to be mobile enterprise platform for people. So for the people, it is going to be the consistent one, and it is separating for them what is work official as well as the personal one, and again given the choice of use what they want. We call it as BYOD, bring your own device or spend your own money. So whichever way we call it as, it's going to be the technology which people are using it, people wanted to use it, and then we support them. Our infrastructure we build to that scale to support them, support their ideas. And for IT, it's truly integrated solution, right? It's complete control and management is with us. We know what is happening. It's not that we don't know. We don't know what is exactly is going to happen. And again, we restrict each and every users based on their role and entitlement inside the organization. That's what is coming inside. That kind of enhancement is coming inside. So we talked about three things. One is software-defined data center, and the other one is supporting the hybrid cloud initiative for all of us. The third one is mobility, the end user computing part. How do we do it, right? So these three things once we have adopt, or as part of our infrastructure, we are actually ready to go and tell people saying that I am going to provide IT as a service. That's my innovation. That's my initiative in the organization. That's how I have done good things since my inside, right? That is what exactly it's going to take us. The solution from VMware to enable you to have the cloud, the hybrid cloud, is one line item. It's called as vCloud suite of products. You don't need to buy 100 products. You don't need to buy 100 line items. You don't need to worry about what exactly it comes. It comes as a package. It comes as a package for us, and then start building it in our organization, right? So why? Look at, I'm sure you all will tell me all these things what I have pointed out here. It's actually minimizing the total cost of ownership. It's helping us to build the future for our organization, and we are going to tell that virtualize everything. Virtual first policy, right? Because it is going to support me in CapEx as well as OpEx, as well as efficiency and how we manage our data center over there. And then again, the maximum thing is uptime for application as well as services we offer to the customer. That's what it brings inside. So with this, but I should say that we bring in efficiency, agility, and better control without sacrificing any choice of the user or the IT manager over there for the data center, and we build software-defined data center. So I'm here, I'll share my card. Sure. Please let me know when you want to come, free to do that.
Okay.
Thank you, thanks once again.
So thank you, Rajesh. I think people still have lots of questions about, virtualization, software-defined data centers, and all sorts of stuff. So Rajesh is around, so please do catch up with him after this session. He'd be very happy to answer it. And like he has said, you are welcome to visit the experience center and engineering center and see all this stuff for yourself. So he can set it up for you. Yeah, so most welcome. So all those who are interested, please give him your names and your contact details, and he'll be happy to set up the visit.